Welcome, my dear students. Today we are going to talk. This is a week for week 4. We will talk about something is called markup, the markup, and we will handle also another problem which is called the markdown. What is the markup and what is the markdown? Okay, if I am a trader now and I'm a seller, and I want to sell this as example, then it will carry the costs, it will carry any other expenses, and what is the profit margin, what the profit which I want to put the percentage from the cost that represent the profits. All of them together will determine for me the selling price. Let us see what I'm talking about. Let us see what I am talking about. Now, as example, this is the markup. The basic concepts that the selling price, I will determine the selling price by putting money as a profit of mine and the expenses and the cost. As example, I am selling this glass. I'm selling this glass. Okay, I'm selling this glass. So how much it cost me? It cost me $3. Okay, this glass cost me $3, right? Okay, the cost is $3. And how much expenses till it come to my shop? It cost me expenses $2. Okay, how far profits I want to make for each glass? I want to make profits of $1. Then the selling price will be selling price will be equals costs plus expenses plus profit. So this one comes to the cost is $3 plus expenses $2 plus profits $1. Then the selling price will be $6. The selling price will be $6. Let me stop sharing and show you what I'm talking about when the screen is full. So what do we mean by markup? The selling price, first I have to determine the selling price. So selling price consists of the following. If I'm selling this pen, I'm a seller and I'm selling this pen. So the cost of this pen is $3. And this pen will take $2 expenses till it come to my shop in which I will sell. So from the wholesaler, I have to pay expenses like shipping and logistic expenses of $2. And I want to make for myself profits of $1 for this pen. So now, what is the selling price for the pen? The selling price is how much for the pen? Consider is a combination of the costs, which is $3, and the expenses, which is $2, and the profit which I want to make for myself, which comes to $1. So all these 3 and 2 and 1, all of them are $6. Again, any selling price consists of the costs and the expenses and the profit. Okay, all this together will give me the selling price. All of them will give me the selling price. Okay, that's fine. That's fine for this limit now for the moment. So we will have an example here for what I'm talking about. Let's see the example here. We have the selling price consists of the cost of buying. Can you guys see that? I hope that I share the screen. Share the screen so everyone can see. That's fine. Okay, here we go. So the selling price will consist of costs and expenses, which is a symbol E, and the profits, which we simple to it with P. Well, you have to understand it's not a matter of what are the letters, like the codes of the S and C and E and P here. It doesn't matter so much. I mean, as long as you understand what it consists of, the selling price consists, that's what we want you to do. So selling price consists of cost of buying, expenses, and profits. Those are the combination of the selling price. So when I decide the price which I would sell with, it must consist of the cost of the buying and expenses and the profits together. And we have here a small example about this, another example. I put one on the board, and now this is another example. I want you to solve this example. So he's saying that the cost of buying is $84. Let's see. Cost of buying is $84, right? That's good. Cost of buying is $84. It's fine. Then we have also expenses, which is 25% of costs. Expenses equals 25% of costs. And we have also profits, 10% of costs. Profits equals 10% of costs. Great, that's fine. So we have here now the combination or the elements on which the trader will decide. The trader will decide what is his selling price. So we're saying the cost of buying is $84. That's fine. The expenses is 25% of costs. That's fine. 25% of costs. That's fine. Profits, which comes to up to 10% of costs as well. So what we're going to do here now is just calculating the selling price. So selling price will be the cost which I carried for this item, which is $84, plus expenses is 25% of the 84. The expenses is 25%, like you see here, of the 84. So 25%, we said before, 25% will equals exactly 25%, or will equals also 0.25. The three are alternates. So 25% is 25 divided by 100, or 0.25. All of them are the same thing. So now I will say 0.25, 25%, 0.25 of costs. The cost is still $84. $84. This is amount, another amount. So I have now the costs, 84, and 25% of the 84, which is the expenses, and I have a profit. He will decide, the seller will decide for himself a profit 10% of the costs also, 10% of costs. So that means plus 10%, 0.10, or 0.1, 0.10 is the same 0.1 by $84. This is the third sum. So we have the $84, 0.25 of $84, and 0.1 of $84. That will come to, at the end, it will come to the amount of, let us see, the price is $113.4 equals $113.4. And this is the final of that example. Like here now, I will share the screen and show it to you back. I'll show it to you back, guys. Look at this now. This is the example which we just solved now. Now this is the cost of buying. Selling price. Now I'm the seller. I will decide the selling, like I'm saying. So I will say how much it cost me to bring this item, and how much I paid expenses till it came to my shop, and how far I want profits for myself, like 10% of the total of the cost. Sorry, of the cost. The cost is 84%. Okay, so this is what we say about the selling price. Okay. Okay. That's great. That is great. Let's move to the second point, or the next point. What I'm saying here, we said that the selling price equals the cost of buying and the expenses and the profits. Okay. If I take the cost of buying and put it here, like, okay, I will move the cost of buying to the left side of the equation. The cost of buying, this one, I will take it to the left side of this equation. Great. What will happen then? Then selling minus the costs will equal expenses and profits. I will make it in the board so it will appear for you guys clearly. Let us go to the board back and see how it works. We said that selling price, let us see this, selling price equal costs plus expenses plus profit. Okay, let's say the selling, then it will be S, selling price equal cost C plus expenses E plus profit P. That's right. Okay. What I will do is I will take the cost to this side here. Then selling minus costs equals expenses and profits. Selling minus costs equal expenses and profits. Now watch me what I'm doing. Selling minus costs, selling minus costs equal expenses and profits. So see me what I will do. Selling minus costs is called markup. So selling minus cost is called markup. So markup, this side, will equals expenses plus profits. So this is the equation which I want you to know. Markup equals expenses plus profits. What is the markup? I get it from where, the markup? I got it from the selling expenses minus the cost. Why minus? Because cost was here on the other side. I move it into the left side, so I change the signal from positive to negative. This was positive. I change it. This was positive like this. When it moved here, it changed into negative. Okay? So S minus C, selling price minus costs equals expenses plus profits. And this is called, this selling minus cost is called markup. It's called markup. Here we go. Here we go. Let us share the screen and see the example here. Look at this. Selling price equal cost of buying, expenses, and profits. So selling minus costs will equal expenses plus profits because I took the cost to the other side. Selling minus costs, we call it markup. So markup means expenses plus profits. This is the meaning of markup. Okay? And you can get an example. You can just move something from one side to the other side. So the markup consists of two parts, the profits and expenses. Yes. We can see some examples, but I will give you a very light example. Like direct examples, I will give it to you in the exam. I won't give you hard thing, and they will give you hard time in this. And nothing will be like not appearing. Everything will be clear. So you guys will do your best for. Now, can I have another formula from the formula behind me here? Can I have another formula? Let's see as example. You told me now that the markup equal expenses plus profits. So selling price minus costs equals expenses plus profits. Okay. You mean that if I move the cost to the other side, then it will be the costs and profit we said, the expenses and the profits is the markup, right? So like we see here, when you go to the equation, let me share the screen. Okay, markup, expenses and profits. Yes. So when we say selling price will be cost and markup, because the markup is expenses and the profits. Anyhow, when I give you here, I will give you a direct example. You will have 2, 3 numbers and you will get number 4. Okay, you will have 3 numbers and you will get the 4th. Okay, so it will be easy for you in the exam, but just I want you to know the idea, that's it. And we'll move now to another idea. Okay, now we'll go at another idea in the same aspect. So like a matter of 2 numbers and you will get the 3rd, that's it. So let's see here. Let's see here. I just want to share the screen and to move on. Okay. Let's see here now. We have that example. Now the rate, how to decide the rate of markup. How to decide the rate of markup. Any rate will be the markup divided by the costs. Markup divided by the costs. And what did we say about the markup? The markup from here is expenses and the profits. So if I say expenses plus profits by the costs, this will give me the rate of the markup, the rate of the markup, and you will get direct example about it, how to get the rate of the markup. So here are some examples, but I will give you someone which is simple, like simpler than those ones. Let's see now about the pricing. The cost of buying plus the expenses are the total cost. That's what we said before. Any costs for any product consist of the cost of buying plus all the expenses. Okay, that's fine. So this will give me the total costs. Okay, that leads me to something is called the even price or the markdown. Okay. Sale price will equal regular selling price minus the markdown. So the markdown means the sale price is reduced when it happened that the sale price reduced. Okay. We'll pause stop here. Then we'll go back to some examples. Stop sharing. Then